Welcome to Binge Brain Trivia, where we test how well you really know Seinfeld. Let's kick things off with Season 1 and 2, the beginning of the show about absolutely nothing. What was the original title of the pilot episode aired in 1989? The original title of the pilot episode aired in 1989 was The Seinfeld Chronicles. What is the name of the waitress in the pilot who acts as a main character instead of Elaine? Claire is the name of the waitress in the pilot who acts as a main character instead of Elaine. What is the very first topic of conversation between Jerry and George in the pilot? The very first topic of conversation is the placement of the second button on a shirt. In which episode did Elaine Bennis make her first appearance? Elaine Bennis makes her first appearance in The Stakeout. Who does Jerry take with him on the stakeout to see the woman again? Jerry takes George with him on the stakeout to see the woman again. What alias does George use for himself while at the office building? George uses Art Vandelay as an alias for himself while at the office building. What lie does George tell about his profession to the woman? The lie George tells about his profession to the woman is that he is an importer-exporter. Where did Jerry and Vanessa first meet? Jerry and Vanessa first meet at a birthday party. What is the stakeout actually for? The stakeout actually to find out the name of the woman Jerry met at the party. What is stolen from Jerry's apartment in the robbery? The stereo and TV is stolen from Jerry's apartment in the robbery. Why does Jerry feel guilty about the robbery? Jerry feels guilty about the robbery because he left his door unlocked. Who does Kramer blame for the robbery? Kramer blames the building superintendent for the robbery. What is the name of the apartment building manager? The name of the apartment building manager is Mr. Kaplan. Who does Jerry try to unbond from? Jerry tries to unbond from Jerry Hornick. Why does Jerry want to stop being friends with Joel? Jerry wants to stop being friends with Joel because he finds him too needy and annoying. What happens when Jerry breaks up with Joel? When Jerry breaks up with Joel, he cries. What kind of business does George want to start with a bra for men? George wants to start a bra for men business called either the Bro or the Man's Ear. What is the phrase Jerry uses to break up with Joel? The phrase Jerry uses to break up with Joel is "It's not you, it's me." What is the name of the stock George and Jerry invest in? The name of the stock George and Jerry invest in is Sendex. Who gave George the tip about the stock? Mike gave George the tip about the stock. How much money does Jerry invest in the stock? Jerry invested $2,500 in the stock. What is the stock company supposed to be doing? The stock company is supposed to be selling health insurance. In The Ex-Girlfriend, what is the name of George's girlfriend? George's girlfriend's name is Marlene. What does George leave at his ex-girlfriend's apartment? George leaves books at his ex-girlfriend's apartment. What does George swallow in Monk's restaurant? George swallowed a fly in Monk's restaurant. In the pony remark, what sport does Jerry play in this episode? Jerry plays softball in this episode. What did Jerry's father once invent? Jerry's father invented a beltless trench coat. What is the name of Jerry's cousin who works in Central Park? Jeffrey is the name of Jerry's cousin who works in Central Park. What is Elaine's father's name? Elaine's father's name is Alton Bennis. In Phone Message, what is the name of George's new girlfriend? In Phone Message, the name of George's new girlfriend is Carol. What is the TV show that Jerry says he has never seen an episode of? Jerry says he has never seen an episode of I Love Lucy. In Phone Message, how many messages does George leave on his girlfriend's answering machine? George leaves 4 messages on his girlfriend's answering machine. In The Apartment, how old was Ms. Hudwalker? Ms. Hudwalker was 94 years old. In The Apartment, what is the occupation of George's fake wife? The occupation of George's fake wife is an entomologist. In The Statue, where did Kramer find the statue? Kramer found the statue in a box of old clothes and keepsakes. In The Statue, who steals the statue? Ray, the cleaner, steals the statue. In The Revenge, what does Jerry lose at the laundromat? Jerry loses $1,500 at the laundromat. In The Deal, who was the first person to discover that Jerry and Elaine had slept together? Kramer was the first person to discover that Jerry and Elaine had slept together. In The Deal, why is Jerry going to the dentist? Jerry was going to the dentist to get a root canal. In The Baby Shower, what disease does Elaine's roommate have? Elaine's roommate has Lyme disease. In The Baby Shower, why was Jerry's show cancelled? In The Baby Shower, Jerry's show was cancelled because of a blizzard. That wraps up our Seinfeld Season 1 and 2 trivia episode. Drop your score in the comments and tell us what show or movie we should quiz next. Like and subscribe for more TV and movie trivia because binge watching deserves recognition. We'll see you next time on Binge Brain Trivia.